Time's up, Tiat. Gotta go. Random lizardness calls again.
The great sage statue in Fulster Memorial Plaza!
Oh, is it famous for something?
He founded the city a long, long time ago, but this is also the most popular spot for lovers' rendezvous. Because of that, it appears in several of my favorite movies. The fountain's good luck, too. Legend says if a couple vows their eternal love to each other in front of it, they'll be happy for at least 5 whole years.
If you ask me, that legend is a serious disappointment.
Destroy! 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 Destroy!
Please, I'm begging. That's all we've got. Please stop. You don't have to do this.
Cease and desist. Cease and desist. Yeah. Let's go. Come on. Yeah. Move it. You'll pay for that. You're under arrest. No. Damn it.
Are you okay?
Oh, I'm good, thank you. Hey, put me down! What are you thinking? I'm not a baby, please
Of
don't
course,
put
I'm
me
sorry.
down!
Was it the Annihilation Knights again?
Don't you remember? Stall's owner supported the mayor. What was that?
No matter where you go, there are always people who have too much time on their hands. Whoa. We really have to get moving. We don't want to be late, do we? Punctuality and all that.
The sightseeing ends here. Let's go, Willem. I'm ready for this.
Wonder if she knows how obvious it is that she's not.
Come on, hurry up, Willem.
Coming!
Tiat and Willem Kamesh, yes? Nini told me you'd be here today.
Who's Nini? Oh, you must mean Niglotho.
I'm prepared to get the checkup started if you are, Tiat.
All right, my dear. You come with me. Okay.
Hey, Tiat! Looks like our airship back home isn't until tomorrow evening. We'll have some free time once you're done. We can probably take an exploratory stroll. If you want to, that is.
Oh, good. There you are. Now, I've given health checks to several of the girls from the ferry warehouse before. However, you are the first caretaker other than Nini to make the effort to accompany one here. I think it's nice. Anyway, Tiat will be done shortly. She's a sweet, responsible girl.
What exactly is this checkup for?
Why do you ask? Did Nini not inform you?
Not in detail, no.
Well, to start with, not every fairy has the capability to wield a dog weapon. The power is there, yes, but it does not awaken in all of the girls.
That must be where the Harbinger dream comes in. It serves to awaken the ability in them.
Exactly. And what we do here is tune their bodies to make sure they grow up healthy and strong, so they can fight one day as proper dog wielders. Our enemy is very powerful, and our dog weapons precious. Forcing swords on the children when they're still immature and weak would be pointless.
They're tuned.
Tiat's growth is steady.
This video is sponsored by Black Desert Online. For those who don't know, Black Desert Online is an open-world action MMORPG with a beautifully designed, open, seamless world with no loading screens at all, and Desert Online has the most fully developed classes. He engages in melee combat with the Shamshir as his main weapon. Yumi, soon joined by the spatial magician Belle and a half-werewolf as they travel to find magic that can bring humans back to life. Stas is a powerful vampire who rules the eastern district of the demon world. According to rumors, he's a bloodthirsty and merciless monster, but in reality, Stas life. Of Bloodlad, which follows Stas and Fayumi, soon joined by the spatial magician Belle and a half-werewolf as they travel to find magic that can bring humans back to life. Stas is a powerful vampire who rules the eastern district of the demon world. According to rumors, he's a bloodthirsty and merciless monster, but in reality, Stas is just an otaku obsessed with Japanese culture and completely uninterested in human blood. Leaving the management of his entire territory to his underlings, Stas spends his days lazing around and indulging in anime, manga, and games. When Fuyumi Yanagi, a Japanese girl, accidentally wanders through a portal leading into the demon world, Stas is overjoyed. But just as he's starting to feel an unusual attraction to her, his territory is attacked, resulting in Fuyumi's untimely death. She turns into a wandering ghost, and the crestfallen Stas vows to resurrect her, as this would mean being able to travel to the human world, something he has always dreamed of. Coming in at number 8 is Hinamaru Sumo. Hinamaru Ushio is a young sumo wrestler that is incredibly talented and hardworking, but sadly does not meet the requirements to be a pro sumo wrestler. This small boy has big dreams of reaching the highest class of sumo, Hinoshita Kaizen. The only way he can possibly go pro is if he becomes the high school Yokozuna, a title given to the strongest wrestler in high school tournaments. Ushio is under a lot of pressure as well as a time limit. If he can't show off his skills in high school tournaments, he may lose his chance to go pro permanently, and the odds are stacked against him. Instead of enrolling at Ishigami High, the best school for sumo in Japan, he enrolls at Adachi High and must build a sumo club from the ground up with only one other member, Shinya Ozeki. Adachi High is the true underdog of the sumo world, but Ushio has to push forward with all his strength if he's going to make it professionally. Coming in at number 7 is K Project. Kings are individuals who have been bestowed with incredibly supernatural powers and granted the ability to recruit others into their clans. Protecting the lives and honor of their clansmen is an integral part of the king's duties. After a video depicting the heinous murder of a red clansman goes viral, the unassuming student Yashiro Asana is accused of homicide. Now, a manhunt is underway for his head, bringing him into conflict.
Number 9 is Mob Psycho 100. 8th grader Kageyama Shigeo has psychic abilities and is nicknamed Mob for lacking a sense of presence. Although he looks inconspicuous, he is in fact a powerful Esper. He could bend spoons and lift objects with his mind from a young age, but as he grows older, Mob realizes that his psychic powers are strengthening and becoming more dangerous. Choosing to suppress his power, the only thing he wants is to become friends with a girl in his class named Tsubomi. To avoid his power getting out of control, he constantly lives under an emotional shackle. To gain control of his skills, Mob finds himself under the wing of Arapika Reagan, a con artist who exploits Mob's powers. Mob wants to live a normal life, but a barrage of trouble keeps coming after him. With the suppressed emotions growing inside Mob, his power may break through its limits. 僕は最低だ。
なんだ俺は俺の剣。
I said it a bit.
それは俺の剣。
メリオダス、あなたは本当に
Number 8, it's Seven Deadly Sins. The Seven Deadly Sins were once an active group of knights in the region of Britannia who disbanded after they supposedly plotted to overthrow the Leon's kingdom. Their defeat came at the hands of the Holy Knights, but rumors persist that these legendary knights, called the Seven Deadly Sins, were still alive. 10 years later, the Holy Knights captured the king, becoming the new rulers of the kingdom. Nanatsu no Taizai follows the adventures of Elizabeth and her search for the Seven Deadly Sins. With their help, she wants the kingdom back and to find justice.
七つの大罪、フンヌの罪、ドラゴンシー、メリオダス。
Magic.
At number 7, we have Magi.
19.
The story set in an alternate recreation of the ancient old world with several regions and nations that resemble real-life counterparts from that time. There are also several magic castles full of treasures and traps known as dungeons, and each of them is the lair of a powerful magic being, a djinn. Individuals that manage to overcome the trials of a dungeon and earn the allegiance of its djinn are known as dungeon capturers. Dungeons are said to be the work of Magi, a class of rare magicians who also help people build their empires by guiding them to a dungeon. A boy called Aladdin travels the world with his friend Ugo, a djinn that Aladdin can summon with his flute. He then meets Alibaba Saluja, a young man aiming to one day explore the nearby dungeon Amon and claim its treasures. Aladdin and Alibaba eventually become friends, taking the first step in an epic adventure that will decide the fate of the world itself.
なぜなら私は
Number 6 is My Hero Academia. In a world where people with superpowers known as quirks are the norm, Izuku Midoriya has dreams of becoming a hero despite not having a quirk. From an early age, his only dream is to be a superhero, as he's always looked up to All Might, the world's greatest hero. After being the only one to try and save his childhood friend Katsuki Bakugo from a villain, Izuku meets All Might, who bestows upon him his own quirk, One for All. He chooses Izuku to be his successor, making him the 9th owner of the quirk One for All. He's initially very skinny, but has gained an array of well-developed muscles after his 10 months of extensive training with All Might. The story follows Izuku's entrance into UA High School, a prestigious high school famous for cultivating the next generation of superheroes. As Izuku and his new friends try to balance their hero training with ordinary school duties, they must face new challenges and the looming threat of an evil organization established by All Might's arch nemesis, All for One.
Kimi wa? 俺はヒーローをやっているものだ。
At number 5, we have One Punch Man. This story revolves around Saitama, who chooses to be a hero as his hobby. In a world of superhuman beings, Saitama is a unique hero.
He's trained himself and grown so strong that no enemy is able to defeat him in battle, to the point that he can effortlessly defeat any opponent with a single punch. Now that it's become so easy, he's bored with his superhuman power and frustrated at the complete lack of strong opponents that can challenge him. He displays a laid-back attitude to everything, and for the most part, he finds his overall hero life pointless. Then comes Genos, a 19-year-old cyborg who wishes to be Saitama's disciple. Saitama joins the Hero Association in order to gain official recognition with Genos, and there begins the adventures of One Punch Man, an ordinary yet extraordinary hero.
俺の町に落ちてんじゃん。
At number 4, it's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. This is one of the most outrageous emotional shackle. To gain control of his skills, Mob finds himself under the wing of Arataka Reagan, a con